come on, come on up here, little baby Yoda. Baby Yoda. Yeah. What's your real name? You said you come from Medina? Watermelon. Watermelon shoes. Little baby. Oh, this is the mama, right? Yeah, you mama. You. Okay. Sweet. Love it. Cute. All right, you get special, all right? Mama Yoda. Okay. We set you right here, and you watch. Anybody that's bad, you take care of. Hello, my dear ones. Thank you so much, Dina. You're sweet. That was sweet. Cute. Yes, I so. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We're working on it. It's coming. We've moved it into the first series. You got some little simple charts there. There are only two sides of chemistry. You know their effects, man. And then here is your sugars, lipids, and proteins in foods. Interesting. Fructose. You got maltose. I think I took galactose out of there because you really didn't need that. But interesting to take a look at the differences of this. And this is going to hitchhike on the back of mother's milk chart. Showing you, matter of fact, here we go. This is the mother's milk chart to show you where we're going. All right. Show you the big difference between the human's mother's milk. And again, you have to realize that in our world, humans don't eat right. And so the chemistry of a human right now, who knows what a perfect chemical human would be. You guys would be the only people they would be able to try to find that from. Because you have to be able to be a raw food parent to be able to have a true look at what milk would really be. You know. So, talking about the milks though, matter of fact, didn't I pull up? What did I do with that? I had Dr. Spock here, and I had the United States Surgeon General, C. Everett Koop, both saying milk was bad for you. Now, mother's milk, you got a certain amount of time on it, and then you're off. You ever raised any animals like horses or cows or anything? You see how a mama horse gets a baby off, don't you? Yeah. So, there's a point where one has to be weaned off of dairy products because of the nature of them. A little more higher lipids than you would find in most fruits and things like this. Why would that be initially? And you could tie that to the colostrum, I suppose. Right. You're developing what system? Oh, your immune system. Wait a minute, let's think about that. Because at a certain point, well, basically, your immune system is your lymphatic system, but at a certain point, dairy products, even raw, because you phase out of lactase, you phase out of enzymes to break down dairy products, because you're supposed to be weaned biologically. So you phase out of that. Now, there has been some Brits carry that enzyme right on through. I couldn't tell you. Right now, with the fact that Harvard got caught cheating on their studies, Stanford got caught cheating on their studies, these universities are allowing hate speech. I mean, these people have gone over the top and through the woods and past grandma's house and who knows where. So right now is not a time to get higher education. Why would you get higher education when each and every one of you know the secrets of tapping into all the information? See, there's a difference in going to somebody teaching you or conditioning your mind to their way of thinking. And that's what you're doing when you go to a school. You're getting conditioned to their way of thinking, because if you take a look at it, when you get outside of school, you start living life, reality becomes something a little different. And everybody's known that since the time that the earlier years of college. And of course, I grew up around Indiana University. Of course, my side, we used to play at the sororities and fraternities. I had a rock and roll band, baby. And that's what, forget going to school. We played at 'em. I don't know if anybody out there remembers Indiana University and a group called Doug Clark and the Hot Nuts. Doug Clark and the Hot Nuts. Yeah. I asked, you ever hear of the Letterman? Well, Tony's been the Letterman's way back in the Bing Crosby times, right? So I asked him one time, I said, Tony, I know a group you don't. He goes, no, you don't. I said, yes, I do. And I said, Doug Clark and the Hot Nuts. He goes, yes, I do. He said, they used to play naked, didn't they? And I said, yeah. He got me. He got me. Okay, so this is Renee. She's in the United States. She's 54 years young. She's 5'2". She's 170 pounds at 5'2". So we've got a little bit of a weight problem. But what kind of problem do we have? You can almost know for sure she's 54. So basically, she's kind of reached. So you're looking at big-time pituitary. And she says, autoimmune disease of unknown origin. And I just got out of the office with Jessica there talking to a young lady. The same thing. She's diagnosed with a melanoma. They don't know where it comes from, this and that sort of thing. It's like, I mean, you guys are going to get so smart that some of this is just going to be so stupid, repetitively stupid. After a while, as a physician, you're going to be going, something doesn't add up here. You know what? And you need to figure it out lymphatically, because these are all lymphomas. And you say, well, it's a blood cancer. No. Chemistry caused the same problem. And just have to take a look at this lymphatic system in a different type of way. Let's see, autoimmune disease of unknown origin. First said lupus. Okay, so lupus, Lyme's, fibromyalgia. What can we say about those three? Arthritises, throw them in there. Systemic acidosis. Systemic meaning head to toe, acidosis. How can you get acidosis head to toe? I'm sure a lot of medical doctors are going, what is he talking about? Take a look at your metabolitic waste, your waste from the activity of muscle activity, of cell activity. Take a look at, and you won't find alkalis. You'll find alkalosis from the diet. Very rarely. I mean, I suppose that you could create enough ammonia through protein consumption that you could throw parts of the body into alkalosis from protein consumption. But generally you associate that with high carbon, your complex polys, polysaccharides, your sucroses. So when they say lupus, man, I bet you 1,000-to-1 you've got sulfur in your body. She sure had a lot of it. But when you're diagnosed with lupus and Lyme's, that pulls me more toward that reality of having sulfur in the gut on you. You'd have to look at your eyes and see if you have any orange around the pupil or in your eye at all. Orange is not a natural color of an eye, is it? No. You only have brown or blue are the only natural colors of irises. So any other color thereof is a chemical color. And sulfur is a nasty, converted to sulfa drugs. Then he said Sjogren's, no. See, and this is what the problem with allopathy. When you start working in this illusionary concept of diseases, and that's what this series is, the illusion called disease. Because you just have to sit back for a minute. If you just sat back for a minute in a little bit of a meditation, and you just took that whole concept of disease and the germ theory out of your head, threw it over there in the corner for a minute, and just sat and realized everything is cause and effect. Nature's set up to clean itself, to heal itself, but it's also set up to destroy itself. Nature will destroy itself. Are you kidding? So then you have to ask yourself from that point, all right, so there's no such thing as mysterious, mystical diseases that are coming in and hurting me. Then what is the reality of the problem? The reality of the problem is chemistry, right? And How many sides does chemistry have? Only 2. Holy crap. So it's not difficult. And your body really only has 2 fluid-based systems. We got water basically related to how acidic you are. You know, your edemic response, I suppose I call it, it just depends how much, again, acid you are. You can hold a lot of water. Remember that young girl that take a shower and she could put on, she said, 5 to 10 pounds of weight through water, through absorbing from a shower. That's freaky, isn't it? So that's what I'm saying. You know, when you start looking at a dehydrated state, that is not an alkalotic state. This is an acidic state that people are in. It's acidosis. And they're treating you with mostly acidic pharmaceuticals. Mostly. So I can tell you already, it's a connective tissue disease of unknown name, origin, or treatment. See, and this is the problem. You fall into their rabbit hole, and now you're going down this rabbit hole. I don't know, it's this, it's that, it's that. That person says it's this, it's that. I don't know, but take this chemical. Oh, no, it's just a chemo and burn it all out. That's the reality of those folks. And man has to wake up to this reality of these folks, because now with the vaccines from the COVID, they are flatly placed at the top modality of the killer of human beings on this planet. Like it or not, you medical people are strapped with the title of the #1 killer of humans on the planet. And Pfizer's probably at the top of the fat hog of doing it. Tons of pain in all joints. Systemic acidosis. They're right in one way when they say Lyme's, lupus, and all that. Basically, they're telling you that you have systemic agglomeration. Well, what system, Mr. Medical Doctors? Hell, you only have 2 in there. Too much to think about. So, yeah, tons of this. You're highly acidic. My guess, I'm just going to guess here, this lady has sulfur problems, and she has an extreme amount of fungus. And that's when you want to get our Parasite M and do 2 dropperfuls about 4 times a day, and it's going to take you about a month, because you're heavily fungal. Remember, fungus leaves uric acid. Uric acid is that little pinprick acid. Oh, like, damn. Extreme fatigue. All right, so your adrenals are crashed. So you know your kidneys are way down. So, that means your lymphatic system's down. Oh, that means you're retaining acids. That means you have pain. You have just what you have. There's no mystery in why you're suffering here, honey. No mystery for a naturopath who understands the lymphatic system. Highs with nearly everything I eat. I wouldn't doubt that. Vegetarian 29 years. And this is a great example. And we used to laugh at vegetarianism because it still meant crap eating. You know, then you had the lacto and the ovo, and you had all these different levels of vegetarianism. Right? So it's like, depending on, what you eat or not eat. You now have to take it up to the higher level of the fruit and the berries. The problem is that, with this power, we read a request the other day talking about watermelon and how it landed him in the hospital. And this is the problem. When you get so systemically acidic, you're going to see, it's kind of like having severe skin problems, like psoriasis. You're going to see it explode, possibly, going on a raw diet, because your body can't take it internally and get rid of it. That's why it's there. So guess what? Push it on out. And that's the problem, because the experiencer doesn't like what they see. The reality of it is all medical doctors know how to do is suppress it. Well, then years of suppression of the lymphatic system, guess what you get? Hellville. Quite frankly. No dairy, meat, eggs, fish, fowl. Good deal. good deal. Yeah, none of that's going to work. And dairy, I don't know if I finished my little spiel on dairy, but dairy, pasteurized, is a tumor grower like nobody's business. She found that cottage cheese and oil diet from, what was it, a Russian or German? Stupid. You never want to do a dairy product with lymphatic agglomulation. Never do you want a dairy. We've seen tumors grow with cottage cheese, even your colostrum. Oh, I had an Amish lady that left me, went to a nutritionist. Nutritionist put her on colostrum, and her tumor started growing. She didn't think I was getting rid of it fast enough. Boy, she found out that, yeah, other people might not have the answers. And she freaked out and came back to me, and it's like, sorry, honey, you know. That's when I sent her down to the Contreras Clinic down in Mexico and get some Laetrile on her. Laetrile, if anything, loosens up hardened tumors. And that, if anything, that's a big benefit, to see the loosening up. If you think it cures cancer, that's stupid thinking. That's just medical thinking. The word cancer is medical thinking. Your cells are being damaged, and, you know, Laetrile, you're not going to stop an agglomerated body with Laetrile or anything else. Apricot kernels, I don't care. You're not going to stop an agglomerated body like this. And you're not going to stop the agglomerated body doing coffee enemas. And you're not going to, you know, going down that line. Mostly raw, lots of fruit during the day, and one cooked meal at night. Food sensitivity testing showed extreme sensitivity to nearly everything I eat, including many fruits and nuts. We don't want to do the nuts. You right now, the word protein is a cuss word. A word protein in your world should be a cuss word. Because you want to exacerbate your pain, just eat protein. Not sure what to do. Feeling terrible. Huge painful knot, bump on my middle finger. Mostly distal knuckle. Help. Truly grateful for your... You're really agglomerated, sweetheart. You got like everybody else, you got to start working on kidneys, lymphatics, clean up the gut. Look at your eyes and see if you do have the sulfur, but you really sound like one that does. I still, anyway, you're very fungal, so I would definitely want to see you on Parasite M2 dropper fulls, like I say, about 4 times a day. You want to go through the detox kits, because you don't know if you have worms or anything like that. Always deworm yourself, guys. You know, it's a quick do. You got Parasite M and G. If you don't see worms coming out of your butt on one bottle of Parasite G, you probably won't. Now I say that, and I worked on this one lady, and she finally went and got some horse stuff, and then she got threadworms. And I didn't see threadworms coming out of her until she went to that horse stuff, and it's like, oh, Jesus. Well, then she went into a mental health facility and lost it. She literally lost it. They had to Baker Act her. She's my patient. I'm going, she couldn't handle the fact that she had worms in her. She just totally freaked out. And I've noticed that with the females. Like in the hospital, I was cardiopulmonary, right? So, you know, when it comes to mucus, females, I got to go suction mucus. I'll do it. Come on, it's just mucus. You know, it's the stool men don't. I can't deal with stool. So you're 5'2", so honey, you got to work on endocrinology here. Your pituitary has got to be a problem, and I'm going to want to look at 54. You're going to want to take a peek over there at the parathyroid and thyroid. And another question: are you still menstruating? At 54, you should be, but with a pituitary down, you might not be. So a lot of these things happen to females, and when they get online, they start menstruating again and freak out. No, your body's going to catch up, but you got to get it fixed a little bit, you know. If you guys want to send me copies of eyes, I might not have a chance to read them all for you, but we can take a quick peek here. But that's just what I see in that. I'm very familiar with cases like this, of course, after 50 years. There's tons of cases like this. Oh, my son just got a haircut like nobody's business. He's got a big beard. If you ever been in here, Jason? He got whacked. Oh, man. But I would say more apple juice, grapes. I think if you go into lemons or even oranges, that might exacerbate the pain more. Be careful with the watermelons. I tell you, when you're in pain like that and you do watermelon, it just seems to go, because it's red, color therapy. And I'm going to do a video on color therapy. I've been wanting the proper color therapy video for the school. So I'm going to get into color therapy, sound therapy, this sort of thing, because you need to know all the creative arts and how to use them in therapeutic situations, you know, from colors to, like I say, sounds. And, you know, we use sounds. Look at the ohm, the hue. You know, all spiritual people are clued into sounds. But you don't just have external sounds. You have internal sounds. And when you stop listening so much to the chatter of the outside and listen to the rhythm of the inside, you will see how the outside is created. Hiba, female, United Arab Emirates. Cool. 33, young woman, HIV. Ah, man. Well, concern yourself. What's the best protocol to test negative after very early detection of HIV? Viral load was 250, went to 416, then 350 after using chlorine dioxide. Oh, shit. Then 850. See what I'm saying? Chlorine dioxide, guys. No, 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 no. Holy crap. But see what happened to you? Pow! Yeah. When I switched to frequency machine now, I'm on green diet and mushrooms with enema and chlorine dioxide for 2 months. I disagree with what you're doing, sweetheart. You don't want to hurt yourself. You've got a viral load that just needs to be eliminated out of your body. And there's only one system that removes things out of the body. The blood does not remove stuff out of the body unless you're using bloodletting or you're bleeding. So there's only one system that eliminates what the body doesn't want in it. And this is the problem that man's facing with these viral loads, if indeed we're talking about the same. You know, there's so much lies and controversy over viruses, it makes you sick. But if you look at this, all right, you'll get more familiar with who created the HIV virus and where and how it was initiated into the public. Oh, and I might say that I think it was a lady that sent me this on the IEEE and all this electronic nano level stuff that's going on in the human bodies and stuff and what they're doing. You freak me out. You're freaking everybody out here, man. And it's pretty wild. I was going to read you some of it, but it's wild. It's wild. And what these people are doing that sets the standards for your Wi-Fi and Bluetooth and all of this, and what they've been doing, the ability to decode you inside, and you know, with the nanotechnology also inside, and all, it's just amazing. You know, they used to claim you could have a handful of nano robots and blow them like a cloud of smoke in somebody's face. And so this is about your lymphatic system, and in my opinion, it's fruits, 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 and I would hitchhike to the darkest grapes I could find, and I'd live on them for a while. Get your kidneys filtering. You want to get at least one kidney formula, if not two. You want your endocrine gland formula. You want to work on your adrenal glands because they control the kidneys. You want to be able to get this in your urine. You've got to be able to get this in your urine. This is acid sewage. It comes out white, dandruff is white, Dr. Pimple, you see all that? It's all what your lymph system looks like. That's what it is. And if you leave it on the skin, it'll burn you. These are acids that have to be eliminated. You know, not everything is self-perpetuating and burning the waste that it has. We haven't achieved that level of understanding that I know of. that you can have a totally self-serving machine, except maybe electronically, where you have to have a source of energy to turn it on or to run it, and then what's created in the movement and the burning of the source of energy. Even when you burn electromagnetic energy, it has offshoots. But this is going down and fixing this, and I can't read centimeters. I don't know what that is in height. You might want to take a look at that and see if you have a pituitary problem. I would say I saw a 5'7" female the other day with a pituitary problem, and I was amazed because I figured about 5'9" or 10. I probably won't see that, but I don't know. We could offer a lot of good research, couldn't we? So much research can be had, but honey, you want to hit the detox road. Get your lymphatic system hydrated and cleaning itself through the kidneys and all of that. I would do the liver gallbladder formula with that. Do the detox kits. Deworm yourself, of course, and all of that. But your lymphatic system is the key system. The more involved, the deeper the problem, because virals don't want to leave the body easily. And this is just, that's what it's set up for. So you need to go through that world of detox to get free of this. There's no other way. What's in has to be detoxed out. The problem man faces, and he wouldn't have such a problem if he was in an alkaline, hydrated state, the viruses wouldn't have a problem. I mean, there would be no situation arising from that. But because we're all agglomerated so bad lymphatically, everybody likes to stay at home. So dig in, get those kidneys filtering, and dig in the lymph because and this chlorine dioxide, gee, Christmas, you guys, you want to be real careful what people talk you into taking because of the toxicity factors. Look it up. You think you can kill viruses, think again. And you see what happened when you did. You had all the things you're doing is making this explode on you. You have to start realizing what's in needs to come out, and there's only one way out, and that's lymphatically. Blood does not have eliminative organs on it. It'll dump into what it doesn't want into the lymph system. That's its job. And I think that's definitely why you see the piggybacking of the lymphatic vessels on blood vessels. Wild stuff when you really look at it from an anatomy physiology perspective. Niana, Canada, 43, 6'2", the opposite problem. 154 pounds. Ooh, 6'2" and 154. Carnivore diet. Oh. There's this company out there that takes your guns and stuff and etches the neatest stuff in them. So I had this 357 just sitting around, and so I'm having them etch this and put like pearl type handles on it just to have one pretty gun. Dr. Morse, you're the best. Honey, thank you. Your videos make me happy. You guys make me happy. You know, you're fun people, and I love the fact that you're open to learn. Can't say we know everything. Sometimes you get really stagnant, and it's like, God, I wish I knew how to reach into people and pull that stuff out, you know. I was looking at this lady's eyes at Jessica's consult earlier, and I could tell her lymph nodes had been backed up since birth, since her mama, and sure enough, in talking with her, she'd had lymphatic problems all the way. So, you know, we're coming into this world already almost condemned in a sense lymphatically. So it's so important that this world learn about that. I don't know. I hope this world has time, but if you learn the truth about the lymphatic system, what's going on, people could fix themselves all around. Nursing homes could clean themselves up. Well, they don't want to. There's no money in getting rid of your patients. Yeah. Full disclosure, I do not follow your protocols, haha, but I just love listening to you. I don't care. I love you guys too. My question is, how do you explain people on a carnivore diet who say they have been healed by eating only meat? I've already addressed that, sweetheart, but I love you. I love you too. You know, something you have to learn in this world. People say shit all the time. You got to be aware of that. You know, part of street survival right now is understanding that. Right now, there's so much misinformation. And the people that are putting a lot of it out want to have misinformation boards. Look at the United Nations. Wants to start censoring free speech. United Nations. And again, you're in the world order, see. You're into the world order now, you're into the takeover, you're into all of this, and we can't allow it. And I hope there's enough strength and power amongst those that can help to be involved, because, you know, they're going to cut off your ability to find truth and feed you all the crap that kills you. Because there's too many humans on the planet. All right, who sent me these cards? I can't wait to open them up. Ooh, I get to look at these. Oh, Rachel. Rachel, Colorado. This is a transvaginal ultrasound. The uterus is anti-flexed in position and measures 8.3 times 3.8 times 4. The uterine myrominium is homogeneous. The endometrial echo complex measures the right ovary measures impression. Heterogeneous cystic appearance of the endometrial echo complex, which measures up to 12 millimeters. This is a change compared to prior. Endometrial biopsy may be considered. Leave her alone for additional characterization and to exclude underlying malignancy. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, we're going to push a couple of holes in you, bam, 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 and if we don't find any cells that have been damaged, you're pretty good. Well, won't you just take the whole uterus out, dissect it, and see if there's any. If it's not, put it back. Oh, my God. Right and left ovarian cysts. Follow-up ultrasound is recommended in 12 months. Yeah, just keep on going. Eat what you don't want to eat, and come back and we'll look at it again. What's the problem, sweetie? It's your lymph system, honey. That's all lymph. Matter of fact, the thicker your uterine wall gets, that's not good, right? Because now you're talking endometriosis. Now you're talking about, you know, the destruction of the uterine cells or the welding of the uterus. A pelvic exam here, small, simple cysts or follicles measuring up to 3.6 centimeters, normal endometrial strip. Corrected by Paul Carter. Interesting. Reason for exam: chronic pelvic pain. History of cysts, pain, spotting. Okay. So again, honey, you are, you know, you're. This is all lymphatic stuff. You know, it sounds like a broken record when you listen to me. I get that, but your body's pretty simple. And if you're taking our course A and P course and Patty's and you're seeing it, yeah, sometimes this type of cells and this sort of thing, you're going to get, but after a while, boom, boom, boom. You only have so many organs and glands, and they're all involved in the process of making this human body walk, talk, and breathe and everything else. That's my truck. Is that a Plymouth? That's got to be an old Plymouth. I saw an old Plymouth parked by a barn way back. Thank you, Rachel. I love you, honey. I'll look at this a little later. Thank you so much. But that's what your problem is. But again, where do we go? I'm a naturopath myself. Yay! Ho ho! She's a female. Poland. Naturopaths. Ovarian, look, another one. Oh, look at that. Ovarian cyst, ovarian tumor. Look at that. All right. I'm a naturopath myself, focused on energy work and diet mostly. Last year I got divorced. Lots of fears and stress. Yeah, I know it, guys. You know, and when you look at what Hamas did to the females, it just, it rips my heart how the men on this planet treat the females. But there's some gnarly females. But, you know what, it's a scary thing. And I'll say this, never lose your individuality in marriage. And that's the first thing that it tries to do. It's a male-oriented world. They want to take the woman and make them obey. Really? I'd get rid of that in Christianity. The obey thing doesn't quite work. Not in today's world. And Jesus would have never said that, by the way. I was thinking about that. For those of you Christians that want to communicate, you know that you've got that being still around. You've got the ascended master still working. You've got Saint Germain, Jesus. You've got a whole bunch of them. And even though maybe it's like the Catholic lady that wanted to become a whirling dervish, you can be a Catholic and look into other things. So I would look into that, you know. But remember, Jesus was, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John were out smoking a joint in the back while Jesus was teaching you how to have out-of-body experiences. He's agnostic. And that's not a cuss word. It means he's into the higher levels of thinking. Remember, my Father's mansion has many rooms. Creation has endless rooms. Endless states of consciousness if you're from the eastern side. Consciousness is what's everywhere. And no place that, is that right, Lord? Yes. Yes, that's right. But we live in the world of creation, which is inside of consciousness, right? Yes. And so, we have endless levels or states of consciousness. I was talking about the redneck syndrome yesterday around where I live. How do I know what a redneck is? I've been one. I've been this, I've been that. You've been this, you've been that. You've done everything. How does God know what these states are like? It makes them and then experiences them. These are all states of consciousness. These are all rooms, as Jesus said, that you can open and go in. You might not want to stay long, but you can go in and experience that level of awareness. So you're familiar. No judgment. These are no judgments. These are levels of awareness. You wake up and find where you're stuck in your level of awareness. We all have that because we're all working on all these different levels of doing things. It's amazing. So it's just an incredible thing here. So I didn't mean to get off the subject here, but I was thinking about that. You know, for Christians that want to touch the man, do it. Go within. You're not going to touch outside. Go within where you can see. You can communicate. Use your prayer, reverse your prayer. You're not petitioning God for anything. You want to see what's there. Get out of the way. Quit putting your ego in the way. And when you see what's there, so you really hurt your adrenal gland. She's got 2 kids at home, but I feel I've managed that already. Stepping on a new path of life. Start helping people. Start curing people, sweetheart. You probably already are, of course. But I've been a naturopath of all levels, right? You know, when you graduate from most of these schools, naturopath's not really defined. And of course, naturopathy doesn't understand the lymph system any more than the medical community did, or the homeopathy community, or the acupuncture community, or any of them, massage community. Everybody's feeding off the same misinformation. That's the problem. We're working on early 1700 theories, guys. Medical doctors are killing people from mid-1700 theories of the germ and the disease. Really? And a bunch of quackos. Pasteur was a quacko. With a bit of help from plants, medicines from Amazonia, and also personal development. Last month, I fasted for a week, water with some tree syrup and lemon. Yeah, I mean, it's old Stanley Burroughs, lemon juice fast. You put a little pinch of cayenne pepper and a little maple syrup. Kind of takes the edge off the acid a little bit. And, you know, because believe it or not, it's not about sugars because it already has sugars. But it is so acidic, lemons. And if you're going to do a lemon juice fast, trying to find the Myers lemon that's halfway ripe on a tree is like night and day of what's in the grocery store. Night and day. Keeping mostly vegetable diet also for a long time now. I would switch. Go to your frugivores, because by the time this book comes out, guys, there is no one out there can deny the fact that humans are frugivore. Now, it's going to be redone nicely and all that, but this is the start of this one. I wasn't going to put this into the first. This is a series, a whole series. First 3 books up. This is the first one on the diet. Second one is either on the lymph or naturopathic science versus medical theories. It's not time to work with theories. We're theoried out the butt. And you see where that's getting everybody. Yet this ovarian cyst, as Recall Healing says, formed at the time I was leaving my toxic relationship and my husband moved out. Okay, so you're doing all this, but you still have it. So can I, gracefully say to you, obviously what you're doing is not working? How would you suggest to approach it? First of all, I would forget the past. Take that part of the adrenal memory and go, puh! I don't need anybody but wah. I'm the power here. I'm the mama here. I've got babies here with souls that need to have proper direction. And I'm the warrior woman. I'm a naturopath and I was not taught the lymphatic system properly. And now I need to learn it more. And you need to learn this, sweetheart, and you will be famous naturopath. I mean, look at the girls up in Canada that came to our classes. Man, they got all the Canadian naturopaths now going, why are you curing all these people? That's because they learned the truth. And they paid $200,000 for each of their naturopathic degrees, and none of them learned the complete lymph system. And now they know. And what makes them great healers. You understand what's up. You'll be a great healer. This is a kidney weakness problem. Kidney filtration, same thing. Make sure you're filtering. Make sure your kidneys are filtering, sweetheart, and all your patients are filtering. That's you. If you want to clean up inflammation, swelling, pain, all the thing you call diseases, then you've got to clean the lymphatic system. You got to hydrate and get the kidneys and the skin opened up. All right. It's a mild tumor, they say, from USG, yet they say impossible to dissolve. That is the same thing as autoimmune, right? Which I don't believe, of course. Thank you. I've used febendazole or something to get rid of unwanted inhabitants. Also use calendine vaginal suppositories plus something, anal suppositories, and potassium iodine. Not potassium iodine, no! You're a naturopath and you're using toxic substances. That's not smart. And N-acetyl cysteine tabs. I'm trying to, also visualization. Hell, honey, you just got an agglomerated lymphatic system. I mean, this is the problem with this. They're hitting it from everywhere but the proper way. This is a sewer system in your body that's agglomerated. Look at the 2 sides of chemistry. Hello. Let me see here. How many sides of chemistry? All right. What are you going to experience on the acid side of chemistry? All right. All of that. Right? That's what you're going to experience. That's the nature of it. And you're trying to see, my feeling is some of you guys are hurting yourselves more than you realize, and you need to stop that and go back to simplicity. The medical people have people so intellectualized out and academic out that people feel that it's way above them to even understand their problems. And I'm saying the opposite is true. The medical doctors are so academic, and some people are so academic that they've got lost. Truth is simplistic, and sometimes you get lost. It's a hard way to get home again. They're down the rabbit hole trying to claw themselves out. They don't know what causes anything. Because you started off on the wrong foot. You started off with the wrong theory, and you got to turn that around. And I got to get going. So, you got to get your kidneys filtering. You got to get fruit. You're going on a water fast, on a lemon juice fast. Why don't you try living on grapes for the next month? 30 days, grapes. Get the detox kit, get on the herbs, get on something that's not toxic to you, and that focuses on tissue in the body that's responsible for your agglomulation. And you're changing the chemistry that's responsible for your agglomulation, so now you're learning what it is to be a naturopath. And I love you very much, Kate. But I have to run. But things, don't hurt yourselves by falling into all these bizarre things that people want you to take and all this crap like that, and end up hurting yourselves for no reason when the problem is very simplistic. It can be a gnarly one. Rip you apart. Acids rip you apart. That's obvious. Look at some of these tumors we're showing you and stuff like that. It's unbelievable. But take a deep breath. Sit back, research the facts, understand. Watch our videos as much as you can. Then go out and ask questions. You can ask me any question you friggin' want to. You go out and ask them the appropriate questions, because it's your life that they're playing with. Because when you go into a practitioner, I don't care if it's a naturopath, a homeopath, I don't care what, you're trusting that individual if you follow their protocols. So understand what they're telling you. And when you get enough of what we're telling you, you've got a pretty good awareness on your head. You know enough to answer really vital questions. And you'll be amazed at what they can't answer. And pretty soon you're walking out their office because they're tired of you asking them questions they can't answer. And you don't want to be rude or egotistical about it. You want to find the truth. Well, they don't have the truth. So how do you go to a person that doesn't have the truth and try to get the truth out of them? You can't. It's not their fault. They're not taught that way. And of course, this is creation, and you're in a room with many states of consciousness. Just ask the man himself. Love you guys. Namaste. May the blessings be. And have some fun out there. It's crazy.